Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
The season is dead. Long live the season.
Yep.
Exeter City are ninth.
We finished ninth in the end.
And Rail Barrow came to the southwest. Their first time ever south of Manchester.
Yeah.
Welcome. And they didn't pump us, but they certainly gave us our game.
They did. I mean, it could have done. In the end, it wouldn't have made much difference, would it? I don't think. Well, we know it wouldn't have made any difference at all if we'd lost that game 20-0.
That would have been quite an achievement.
But we didn't. It would have been. But we drew 1-1.
Yep.
Went out with a whimper. Would you say that?
I would say. I think the whole season went out with a whimper, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't so much that game. Wasn't so much of a whimper. It's been a bit more. The last few months have been a bit of a kind of extended whimper, like a really long,
What does an extended whimper sound like?
Well, I don't want to do one on the podcast, but I'll leave that up to the listener's imagination.
Shall I do one?
You know what a dog sounds like when he's whimpering?
Yeah.
Just imagine that, and it's going on for ages, months.
Do you think two people sat in a room together have ever said the word whimper as many times?
Possibly not.
No. But it was, nonetheless, a whimper.
Yeah.
So... Well, we didn't start with such high hopes, but obviously Bolton the week before had fueled our bellies for one more fight.
I think it gave Evan a little bit of a kind of,
yeah,
could it be kind of thing. But really, we'd thrown it away a long time ago.
We had indeed. So
if you look back over the season, it's been a gradual kind of. We might get automatics, and then we sort of gradually sort of drop out of that. Like we talked about being a very forgiving league. It kind of took us ages to get pushed out of the automatic. Then we sort of gradually sort of pushed ourselves down and down the playoff places until we were just outside of those as well. And we just hung around there until the end. And then nothing changed.
Indeed. You're a bit like the guy that's been kicked out of a gig, before the first band's gone on. And just hangs around and occasionally looks back in to see if he can go and buy a T-shirt and the door.
Well, he really keeps trying it, and he thinks he's going to get back. Initially, he really thinks I'm getting back in there.
Yeah,
I'm going to see this band. I'm going to see that encore.
I'm going to see Shawaddy Waddy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I must see those trousers. Is that them?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking of the Bay City Rollers.
Are they playing too?
Another reference for the kids. That one, isn't it? Shawaddy Waddy and the Bay City Rollers.
Tell you what, kids. Drake's on.
Yeah.
You've been booted out.
You've been kicked out of Drake.
Yeah.
For fighting.
Yes.
And yeah, you think I'm getting back in there. At whatever happens, the doormen are like, "You're not coming back in, mate," and you're like, "Well, we'll see."
Come back with a fake moustache, doesn't work.
Everything, and then by the end, you just don't.
But you got to sit on the step outside,
and then all the other Drake fans come out down the steps past you, and then you just stood there at the entrance of an empty venue.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened to us.
Is what happened. It's a sad picture. But yeah, that Barrow game, just to kind of chalk it up, I suppose. We started really well. They're clearly a team that knows exactly what to do, aren't they, Barrow?
They are. I hate those teams.
Yeah.
And but I appreciate their place in the world of football.
Yeah. So they've got a strength of mind, haven't they?
Who wants to see that?
Yeah, indeed. But I guess you take it if it's got you out of the National League and it's going to keep you in League Two for another year. Maybe they can build on it.
I suppose so, yeah.
Anyway, they came and gave us a good fight. We scored in the first half. It was a really lovely goal. One of the best goals I've seen this year, honestly.
Yeah, it was. It really was good. And it was a nice little partnership of Page and Wilmot down the left-hand side there. Wilmot sort of suddenly looking like a player again, like out of nowhere.
What's your theory on that?
Oh, I thought maybe it was because, it's a chance, one chance to sort of potentially stick it to his, parent club.
Yeah. Newport, who were in the playoff places.
Yeah, one of the teams that we were having to best. And I thought maybe, and also he's obviously kind of thinking, I'm running out of time here to impress potential suitors for next season, aren't I? So I've got to do something.
Yeah.
Because at the minute, I think probably his idea was, I'll go and play for Exeter, and that'll probably put me in the window of time for someone better. I don't think we would even want him, do we?
I wouldn't say so.
But I wouldn't be,
We really don't need a player. This is for later, of course, but we really don't need a player who's great 1 in 10 and then nothing.
And even then, great. Might be stretching
Yeah,
it.
fair.
Yeah, decent game. But yeah, it's a really nice ball from Page.
Yeah.
Splitting the kind of defend to fullback and the centre back down that left hand side, and then nice ball across by Gary Wilmot. And
Last time we can do that joke.
yeah, and I'll miss that definitely. I don't
Dancing
know.
and singing his
Anyone
way
else?
into the box.
And then Matt J put it away for his 20th goal of the season, which is decent for anyone, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that took us all by surprise, really. We've grown to sort of, kind of realise that he's a goal scorer over the season, but I don't think we really knew that he was capable of that before.
No.
Basically, we haven't really seen him before this season, have we? Not as a regular starter.
No.
Ever.
No.
And he got 20 goals.
Brilliant.
So, that's some return, isn't it, for MJ?
Yeah, and very nicely taken.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. So that's 1-0 up at half-time, and at that point, Newport are losing. And so...
Yeah, and Forest Green are drawing.
Yeah, so all the permutations are out. There's that word again. And
but it's all going our way.
Yeah,
Well,
the whispers are coming down
but
the
it's
line.
not going our way that well.
No, it's
That
a knife
much.
edge, isn't
Do
it?
you know what I mean? We're only one goal ahead.
Yeah,
Forest Green could score at any time.
yeah,
Southend are beating Newport, but only 1-0.
Yeah.
And I think they missed another. There's a few chances they missed at 1-0, wasn't there? I think there was a really good one for them.
yeah.
So maybe things could have been different. Second half, though, I kept saying the tide had turned.
You did say that, and you were right. Your negativity
tell.
proved correct.
No, but you could just
could
just
tell.
tell.
Yeah.
Like when it all happened in the space of about a minute, didn't it? Barrow scored,
Yeah,
Newport equalised,
yeah,
and so that was like, oh right, okay. And we started playing. We weren't as good second half at all.
no. Forest Green then started.
Then Forest Green get a penalty,
Yeah,
and it comes in, and once that's in, that's over, lads. Game over. Season over.
and it was over.
It was.
Finished the game 1-1.
Yeah, no late dramas. No, like I said, wouldn't have made any difference if we had won it in
No.
the end.
No.
Or lost it, or anything. So, and then that was the end of that. And it was. What did you feel? How did you feel at the end of that? When
that's
that
a good
final whistle
question.
went.
I think in my heart of hearts, I'd known weeks ago.
Yeah. I didn't. I was just a bit like, oh right. If anything, I was a little bit like, oh well, relief, really, in a way.
Kind of nice to shut the book, close the chapter a bit. I thought.
Yeah, on a kind of strange.
A very strange season.
I mean, shit, it's been, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, my genuine.
We got to go to 3 of those games in the whole season.
Yeah.
Let's forget it as soon as possible. And I know I was trying not to think about the fact that if we had got into the playoffs, we would have been able to go.
Yeah.
As some of those supporters of those teams will be able to. So well done. Enjoy it.
Are you pleased?
Are you pleased with yourself?
Yeah.
Slugs. So in the playoffs, you've got Forest Green
Yeah.
against
Morecambe.
Newport.
Oh yeah.
And Morecambe
Against
against
Tranmere.
Tranmere Rovers.
Who'd you fancy?
I don't care.
Okay.
Tell you what, who's the furthest away?
Morecambe, I guess.
I hope they go up.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about this all in a minute, won't we? But
Forest Green's a decent.
It's a
I hope they
decent-
don't go because there's a decent potential
Yes,
away day.
exactly that.
And that's looking quite nice for next season for close away days.
It
a bit
is.
of a consolation prize for
Yeah.
another season in League Two.
Of course, the other thing is Bolton got their automatic, didn't they? We put off that party for a week, which I'm pleased about.
Yeah, me too. They shouldn't be here though, should they? And I'm glad they're gone.
Yeah, and then Cambridge and Cheltenham, the other 2. So yeah, shame to lose Cheltenham again for that away thing, but they responded. They responded to playoff disappointment last year in the way that we should have done.
They did, yeah. Like we were saying last week, it's a bit kind of see them as our contemporaries, and it's hard to not be a little bit envious, isn't it? That they're kind of like they have, turned that playoff disappointment from last season and being around the top end of the table for a few years into promotion.
Yeah.
And not just promotion, but like emphatic
Yeah.
promotion champions.
Yeah.
Essentially just buying someone who's good at throwing the ball.
Did you see his celebration with the trophy?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
But I only think it's good if no one's ever done it before.
I wouldn't know.
If it's already been, if like Rory dilapidated, they didn't win any trophies, did it? But like if some other long throw-in team had done that before and he's just seen it and gone, I'll do that too, then it's rubbish. If he's come up with it, very good.
I think.
He like goes to throw the trophy and then sort of like, just like raise it above his head.
I think he was encouraged to do it. I don't think it was his idea.
All right, but I mean, if it's an original idea for that occasion, and whether he came up with it, then I think it's quite good.
Fair enough. So that was that. So City finished the league in 9th. Salford went above us. Their game started late, didn't it? But
yeah, it did. I don't know. Do you mean like I'm sure that I know that's nothing. It doesn't benefit them to start the game an hour later, but it's just sort of like always got to be doing something, haven't they? Always got to be sort of like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
You know, that's what there's always a question there over Salford, which is what are you up to up there? You know?
Yeah.
And I wonder about it. And you got Gary Neville on the TV banging on as if he's, you know, Karl Marx.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, someone else.
Who did he play for?
Kaiserslautern. And then you kind of think, still some question marks, isn't there, over the old Salford
Certainly
thing.
is. Oh, there certainly is.
Anyway.
Well, we all look forward to next year, as we would have, obviously if they'd gone up, even more so, but it's always good to see more away fans than there are home fans, and that happens at Salford quite regularly, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I think Argyle, wasn't it, outnumbered them 3-1 or something? I mean, fair play for that. That's classic.
But they'll just pump more money into it, won't they? And they'll spend big again, and eventually they will get out of that league.
Yeah.
And that'll be a year when that happens. It could well be at our expense. Like Bolton, shouldn't be there. Like, same with Salford.
In fairness to Bolton, they've got 20,000 supporters. Salford have got 500. You know what I mean? Like, I take your point entirely.
Yeah.
So Bolton,
Not
I think,
quite
fair enough. With Salford, I think, no.
Yeah.
You stay playing Barrow. So that was that. City, 9th for the 2020-2021 season.
Last time you have to say that.
Shame. That was a good one. More about this in a minute. Welcome back to the final analysis of the 2020-2021 season.
Yep.
So, when you look at it in plain facts, Dan, as I know you like to do.
Oh, I love that.
Love the plain facts.
I love plain facts. I love plain crisps.
Yep.
I love plain... They don't call it plain chocolate anymore, do they? They call it dark chocolate now.
Oh, yeah.
There's no when that changed. I think that changed somewhere in the early noughties. But I like that too.
Okay. How do you feel about plain journeys?
Plain journey. Well, historically not a big fan, although I've sort of overcome my... sort of have a bit of a phobia of flying for a bit, and I've overcome it with the help of medicine.
Very good. Thank you, medicine. So City finished 9th. They won 18. They drew 16. They lost 12.
Yeah.
In the form table, we're pretty even. There was no home and away, wasn't much different. So I think we're 7th.
Scored a lot of goals, didn't we?
We scored a lot of goals. Let me just break that down for you. At the home, we 11 of those wins were at home, 7 were away. 7 of those draws were home, 9 were away. 5 of those losses were at home, 7 were away.
Right.
I mean...
You kind of think about it's an abstract season, isn't it?
Abstract, yeah.
Where home and away, what even is it? There is still some advantage of being at home. Do you have to do the travelling?
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah. But there's no fans there, etc. So it's slightly skewed, isn't it?
I was definitely skewed. I was thinking about the Barrow game, and of course, 1-1 down with half an hour to go, attacking the big bank.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Completely different, isn't it?
Now, I know you are the Statman John. Bob.
Good.
Another good reference, brand new reference for the kids there. Scatman John. Sorry, so Statman.
Yep.
So I've got one for you.
Oh, yeah.
This is maybe you've got this. This is our results versus the team who finished in the top 7.
Okay. No, I haven't got this.
Okay. And I think this kind of goes some way to explaining why we're not in it.
Yeah, all right.
So, Forest, this is in... I'll try and do this in order if I can remember. Cheltenham.
Yep.
Lost.
Yeah.
Us against them.
Yeah.
Second place was Cambridge.
Yeah.
We won and won.
Yeah.
So we beat them both home and away. Bolton.
Yeah.
Draw, loss.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't we beat them?
No. Yeah, we did. Sorry, draw and won.
Yeah.
Morecambe,
Yeah.
draw and lost.
Yeah.
Tranmere,
Yeah.
won and
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
Newport, draw.
Yeah.
And Forest Green, draw.
Yeah.
So there's only 4 wins in there out
Yeah.
of 14.
Yeah.
So
Tells you everything, doesn't it?
it does, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah. Because in our mind, we're like, well, we beat Cambridge and we beat Tranmere 5-0. We should have been better. But you're right. We were. There were so many games.
Yeah. So 2 of those wins were massively real emphatic wins.
Yeah.
And then the Bolton one as well, which is at the time was pretty significant, and they're obviously a historically big side. But we just didn't win enough of those games.
No.
You know.
No, that's absolutely right. Just tracking back through the season, it all seems like a complete blur, to be honest. But remember, first 2 games, we only picked up 1 point. It wasn't looking good. So we drew at Salford, and then we lost. But then we were unbeaten from the 26th of September through to the 14th of November.
Wasn't it the longest unbeaten run in the whole English football league?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And we scored more goals than anyone and stuff as well.
Yeah. So
Unbelievable run. This is why I think everyone's even remotely disappointed in this season.
Yeah.
Because we weren't expecting that.
No.
But it shifted the kind of mindset a bit, didn't it?
It did. And then we had a bizarre winter period, particularly in December. So we beat Colchester 6-1, you might recall.
I recall.
Then we beat Grimsby 4-1. Then there was that mad game against Cheltenham where we lost 5-3.
Yeah.
Just kind of threw it away, didn't we? Then we beat Tranmere 5-0. And then on the 15th of December, we lost 2-1 to Harrogate. Bizarre. That was at home. Then we had 3 draws in a row. So it was very much inconsistent. Now, at that kind of time, we're starting to lose players, injuries, suspensions, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, and just losing them, as in Nicky Law left around
And
that
Nicky
time
Law
as
left,
well,
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
he?
yeah. So, kind of a bizarre run. And then the really bad one, 13th of March. This is when it was lost. This is why I wasn't disappointed on Saturday. 13th of March to the 2nd of April, we lost 4 games and we only won 1. That's the
when
killer.
Like I said, the league had been quite forgiving to us and to everyone, really. I mean, and we could have still had automatic by the end of February, even despite the inconsistency of December and January and everything. But yeah, that's when it happened, wasn't it? That's when the damage was done. You can't just keep losing, and you can't just keep not winning. And expect to be anywhere near those places. It's a long season, isn't it?
Yeah, and in the end we were 9 points off of Bolton in third, right? 9 points, which sounds like a lot at the end, but of course, if two of those losses in March had been wins, I realise that's a really obvious thing to say, but they should have been winnable games. We are so back in it.
Yeah, well, it's not it's only 2 games out of however many it is, 40 odd games. So it's that's nothing. It really was down to just that, and it was very tight in the the end. It could, like you said, like we see on the last day, it could have gone to any one of those playoff places from 5th downwards to 9th. Could have gone to any of them.
Yeah, indeed, they could. In terms of the players, of course, it's a really, really young squad, as we know. Collins, this I'm just talking league here. Collins played all 46 games.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, right. That's impressive.
Yeah. He was the only one. But then Jay, Taylor, Bowman and Sparks were involved. Oh, sorry. Jay and Taylor were involved in 44 each.
Right.
And then Bowman and Sparks were involved in 42 each.
So Bowman would have been involved in every single one had he not been suspended.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So he got a 3-game suspension.
I've missed someone. Sorry. Josh Key, of course, basically brand new to the team. He played 43.
Wow.
Didn't start them all.
No.
But started most.
Still, that's incredible. And Matt Jay, of course, won Player of the Season.
He did, which is completely deserved.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So it's definitely some consistency in the squad.
Yeah. As we've always said, it's that spine, wasn't it? It was the Collins, Taylor, Bowman.
Yeah.
As we've seen from those numbers, and as we've observed.
The difference there, I suppose, is one is the spine doesn't run all the way through the team. It doesn't. Our centre back pairings have changed
a lot.
So much over the season, and then our goalkeeper. Obviously, we've used 3 different goalkeepers, all for kind of significant-ish periods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ward, Maxted, and then obviously Anderson for the whole of the
Since January.
Yeah.
The other thing to say, so Jay got 20 goals in total, 18 in the league. Bowman got 14, which is as we expect from Bowman, essentially. But then Joel Randall got 8 and was missing half the season.
He would have got more, wouldn't he?
He would have got a lot more.
Yeah.
Would have got a lot more.
Who's next after that?
Well, then you're
nobody.
down to Williams with 4. Oh, sorry, no, Taylor with 6, Williams with 4.
Oh, yeah, Jake Taylor had his little purple
purple
patch
was it 3
around
in a row?
where, if you remember, was when he got married.
Of course. Never not mentioned. So, yeah, Taylor 6, Williams 4, Sparks got 3. So it drops off quite quickly.
Yeah.
Joel Randall, definitely would have got more. And then that's quite different.
Yeah,
well, he was a real difference maker, wasn't he?
He got injured scoring his last goal.
Yeah,
Literally, the last we saw of him is him, breaking away and slotting one into the back of the net like he'd done so many times. Well, 8 times before that. But I think that's you can never know with any certainty, can you? But I think that's a significant loss with Randall.
Definitely.
And that says a lot for him. And then you say the same thing for Key and Collins, and then towards the end of the season, Hartridge too. It's like they've gone from being at the start of the season we were like, whoa, they're going to have to play then, to we can barely cope without them.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Collins less, so he's obviously done a lot by now, but
yeah,
every game.
Now I was looking at the squad, and I was looking at the age of the squad.
Okay.
Because obviously we know it's a really young arrangement.
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew how young some of them were. You know that Anderson's only 19?
No, that's surprising, but yeah, okay. I remember thinking that when he signed he was young, but yeah, now he seems older.
So the squad, there's quite a few players named in the first team squad. We haven't seen that many of them. So the 4 goalkeepers have played. Sorry, 4 goalkeepers were named. Ward, Maxted, Anderson, and then Lee, who hasn't played at all.
No. He's only 15, though.
He's only 15. Then the defenders we've had play this year, be named Caprice, McArdle, Page, Dyer, Diabate, which I guess how you say it, Stubbs, obviously not played a game, Parks, Sweeney, and Hartridge. Sam Stubbs and Alex Hartridge are the same age, both 22.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I thought Hartridge was younger, and I thought Stubbs was this wizened, old, experienced...
Well, you're again thinking that we've signed Alan Stubbs.
I am, again. I've made the same mistake.
Just by the fact that you remember Alan Stubbs should be enough. I really think his son's probably not that old.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's a fair
I
comment.
know what you mean. I'm surprised in the exact same way.
So McArdle's 34.
Diabate, I'm not sure. I think maybe he might have played like 1 cup game or something. Definitely,
Okay.
I don't think he's been part of the squad.
No.
And who's the other one? He said Dyer.
That
was right at the start of the season. He
has
started.
played,
He
yes.
started, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And then I think, did he go out on loan?
I don't know, actually.
I think he possibly might have gone on loan towards the end of the season.
Okay. Then in midfield, Sparks, still only 20. Taylor we've had, obviously. Williams, Wilmot, Kite. And then a lot of the younger lads who didn't really feature. Attengana, of course. Collins, Joel Randall. Josh Key counts as a midfielder according to the squad list. So those are the kind of key ones that are featured. Attengana's 31 and Taylor's 29.
Attengana's only 31.
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
Yeah. And Wilmot's 30, but everyone else is 24 or younger. So Williams only 24, Sparks 20.
Matt J, how old is he?
Oh, Matt J on
Counts as he's a striker.
He's older, isn't he? 25.
Okay.
And then up front, Seymour 22, J 25. Jose and Bowman, same age, 29.
I think I thought both of them were a bit older than that.
Yeah, so did I. Fisher 30, and then Wilson.
Isn't it weird that we're talking about a Jose as if he's like the narrative around him this season has essentially been we shouldn't be expecting a guy of this age to be, you can't even train on certain surfaces. He's doing some coaching, whatever. He's 29.
He's a year older than Harry Kane. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. How many years younger is he than Jamie Vardy? He could be Vardy's son.
Well, Vardy's 36, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, it's insane. So, of that squad then, Dan, who would you keep? Who would you...
I'll get rid of the lot.
The whole lot?
Nah, I'm only joking.
Tear me book out. Well, would you like to... All right, question number 1. Would you like to keep Anderson?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're assuming Ward will go, aren't we?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Question number 2. Would you keep Caprice?
Um, bearing in mind we can't change the entire squad because it's not practical.
Yeah.
He's not on my top of my list to get rid of.
Okay.
I think if I can keep Josh Key,
Yeah.
I'll keep Caprice as
The
kind
backup.
of backup for that.
Okay. So what about McArdle?
No thanks.
Okay. Lewis Page. I mean, have we got any chance of keeping him?
I think we do have a good chance of keeping him,
Okay.
potentially. I think Page is obviously a really good player. I think most of his kind of, I mean, this is, I don't know, I might be talking out of turn, but it seems like some of his problems might be in his own head. Obviously, he's had injuries.
Well, he definitely worries about being injured, doesn't he?
There's that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this really good interview with him, and he comes across really well. Very nice bloke. But I think there's some of his like defending. Obviously, he's played as a defender at a much higher level. But sometimes you see his defending, and you think, "What are you doing? You're playing like sort of defending like someone who doesn't play in that position." And I think some of it's down to worrying that maybe he's going to get injured or something. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Well, I would like to keep him. Yeah, I think it's quality. He's capable of being of being excellent.
Okay. I'll skip past the young lads because they'll be staying. Obviously, Stubbs we haven't seen yet at all, but I believe we got him on a 2.5-year contract. So
Yeah,
very much.
I mean, is there a way we can get our money back on that or something?
I have no idea.
Maybe.
I mean, if he comes good, he could be really good.
I think, yeah. I was excited when he signed, but I mean, that's a bizarre one. But yeah,
Tom Parks,
nah.
Sweeney.
Yes,
He's been really good, hasn't he?
I think he's earned it this season.
He was completely written
and
off.
over the last season, he was, and you think he was. You know, they gave his number to Jake Caprice.
Yeah.
There was implication at the start of the season when Matt Taylor said certain players have been told they can look for other clubs.
Yeah.
And now there's not that many people that could apply to. And given the fact that him and Jose both had like you don't take someone's like squad number away from them like that. You know,
No.
if they've got.
I'm sure that's who Taylor meant.
And he kind of fought his way back in there. Do you know what I mean? And I think he earned it. And I think out of all of them, I think I would like to keep him, and I hope he stays.
I agree with that. Hartridge.
Yeah.
Been good, hasn't he?
Yeah, excellent. I think he's the future of that defence.
He had a really good moment. Do you see where he kind of marauded off up the field on Saturday? And I think we'll see more and more of that of him.
You talk about mentality as well, and I just think he's got it in buckets. You know, I think he's just got the character to do it. He doesn't look phased. He's had suspensions. He's made mistakes. He still looks confident after them. You know, and I think that's a great sign. I'm very excited about him, actually. Yeah.
I agree with that. All right, Jack Sparks. He's hit and miss, isn't he?
He is. How old did you say he was?
He's only 20.
Yeah, keep him, definitely.
Only 20. When you think about that, he's
I
been
think-
playing since he was 18.
Yeah, and I think it's this season has a lot's been put on him. I'm not convinced.
I don't know what his best
exactly
position is.
where he should
No.
play yet. One thing we've seen is that maybe he's not as quick as maybe some people thought he might be, and you kind of need to be really quick to be playing wing back. Maybe I don't know if that means he ends up playing further up the pitch or further back or in somewhere completely different. But I think we stick with him at least, definitely for another season.
Okay, I agree. Jake Taylor looks like he's on his way, doesn't
I
it?
think he's off, isn't he?
I think he's off.
Which I don't blame him for. I think maybe there's some suggestion that maybe we've offered him a deal and he doesn't want to do it. Now, look, if you look at the kind of situation with a lot of people who aren't from around here, someone like Jake Taylor, who just had a year, presumably with his young family, where they potentially haven't been able to see the rest of their family for over a year, and he might be thinking, I live on the other side of the country, and I would have been able to see, and like, do they want to go through that again? They might just want to be closer to, and not just him, but other players too. Maybe they want to move on because they might want to be closer to their family, given everything that's happened. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
If that's the reason, then I mean.
And I think I've really always liked him. I think he's a very honest player. I think he's a hard-working player.
Yeah, well, I think we've been fans since the beginning of this podcast. We've always kind of like been out up front about liking Taylor.
But I also think he's been so intertwined with this season and the season before that, really. Everything under Taylor has involved Jake Taylor, and it just hasn't quite worked. And I'm not blaming him. I'm really not.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I definitely don't blame him for it. I don't think it's his fault that we haven't.
No.
And I think if there was other things had happened, he could have done nothing different, and we could have got promoted. You know, like
yes.
But maybe it's time. Maybe it's just time
time
for a new change of scenery for him and a change of leadership on the field for us, maybe as well. You know,
absolutely that, and I think he'll be as frustrated by that as the supporters have been. Again, not blaming him, but he just might feel like, well, I'm doing what I can do, and it isn't working in this setup. You know, 29, you get one more kind of move to a equal club.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. Okay, Wilmot, we had him on loan. Would you keep him?
Nah,
I don't think I would. When he's good, he's great, and when he's not, he's missing, isn't he?
I don't think he's. You know, he's the right. You said he's the wrong side of 30. He's not that pacey. He's not particularly strong.
His passing's not consistent.
He's inconsistent. He goes missing in games. I wouldn't be. I get why we brought him in this season.
Yep.
On the short-term deal, given the injuries, given the squad size, I wouldn't keep him on if it was up to me.
Fair enough. Atangana.
No, sorry, Nige.
Sorry, Nige.
I mean, I loved him that first season when he came in. I just don't think he's got the legs for it.
No, I'd agree. Archie Collins.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, played every game and done really well.
Yeah,
had some moments, but
I think there's a long way. I think there's a long way to go for him. But then you remember he's 20.
Yeah.
He's at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
He's already done 2 full seasons as a kind of League 2 centre midfielder. I think it's only going to get better. But I do think maybe we need to give him a bit more protection in there. Maybe let him get a bit more license to kind of like express himself a bit more.
Yeah.
Make him push forward, because at the moment he has a tendency to go sideways or backwards.
Yeah.
And I think we need to free him up and go, just, don't feel like you have to be that guy.
Yeah.
Take a little bit of the responsibility away from him, almost, the defensive responsibility, and let him kind of go for it a bit more, maybe.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that as well. What about this fella then, the golden egg, Joel Randall?
Please don't go, Joel.
Please don't
Not
go.
yet. We want one more season out of you. I have every faith that at the end of next season he'll be leaving as hot property. You know,
I think that's right as well. And maybe him being injured means it probably won't happen this summer.
If he can keep free of injuries, that is, which I hope he can. But you know,
similar kind of impact player this year, Josh Key.
Key, please don't go. Gotta stay, any.
Gotta stay.
Superstar.
Incredible player.
Didn't see that one coming.
No.
And I'm like,
no.
But he's been like, that's been one of the highlights of the season. Has been watching him, and he almost himself has made some of the most terrible games. Just he's been a little glimmer of light in some of the dreariest 0-0s we've seen.
I know, I agree entirely. Thank you, Josh Key. All right, if we're skipping up to the forwards then, I'll start with the easy one, Matt J.
Yep.
Been great. Well-deserved player of the season.
I think, definitely. He's had to wait.
Did you vote for him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, me too.
He's had to wait his turn, hasn't he? He's kind of in the shadow of Law last season.
Yep.
Everyone was calling for him to get more, to play more, weren't we? We were going on and on about it, about how it didn't have to be him or Law.
No.
Turns out that was right, because he didn't play in Law's position this season. But actually, did he? Maybe he did. He's kind of in the hole, isn't he? But yeah, brilliant. Of course. Please stay, Matt.
Jose.
Jose.
I don't think he's staying.
I think he might be off.
I think Matt Taylor's driving him.
Yeah, I
Stick him
mean,
at the ferry.
it's nice to just draw a line under it. I feel like I've said everything I need to say about Nicky Jose. I hope I never have to hear his name again.
Matt Taylor, I'm sure, will be incredibly relieved.
I bet he will be, but also I feel like
Well, he had high hopes, didn't he? We all did.
he did. But we don't know who to blame in this situation. You know,
Be interesting when if it ever comes to.
I don't want to vilify a Jose unnecessarily, but at the same time, who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe he was up to no good.
Alex Fisher.
Who?
Alex Fisher.
Oh, that guy. No,
He's not going to stay, is he?
I don't think so. Well, he's not been given a chance to.
No.
He's not been given any indication that he's wanted.
No.
So I think probably best for him to go and find somewhere else to break.
I think he could do a job somewhere.
I definitely think he could. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then I think these are the 2 trickiest questions in a way. Ben Seymour?
I think that one. Yes, but it depends who we bring in.
Okay. Yeah. So then the difficult question, Big Ryan Bowman. What do we do with him?
Well, I think I've got a feeling he might stay, but personally, I would quite like to see the back of him.
I think, because he wrote on Twitter, didn't he? Thanks very much. Sorry, it hasn't worked out. We'll be better next year, essentially, right?
He said something which was clearer than some of the other players that he was at least planning on sticking around.
Yes. I think he'll want the September move. Because, of course, transfer window now reverts back to European this year, which means it's whenever it is in September.
Okay, right, yeah.
So it's not done before the season starts, which is...
Oh, right.
Remember
I
that's what
see.
they were trying to bring in
Yeah,
pre-coronavirus?
So players can still move around even after the season starts.
So he might get 4 or 5 games for City and then move, and I could see that being the outcome.
We need to know before that, don't we?
We do certainly need to know.
The problem is...
But also, we want the money.
Is basically, for the last 2.5 years, the whole team has been built around Ryan Bowman.
Yep.
Entirely.
Yep.
He doesn't miss a single game. There's the odd tiny exception. He always comes on even if, like we've just said with the stats. Everything we do, and the whole game plan is all based around him. And I just think it hasn't worked, has it? He's he's done okay. Like he's scored goals, 14 goals this season. I think about 15 last season. Was it slightly more?
Yeah.
Which is about what you expect from him. I think what we needed was something better than that.
Well, he definitely had more. He definitely had a lot of chances he should have done better with. Now, obviously, that's all strike forces, but I don't think that's not the way the team's been set up. So Bowman's not a success if he gets X number of goals and a failure if he gets Y, because the team because it was exactly like you said, it's so pivoted on what he was doing working. When it didn't work, we just have these. And what have we had? 10, 12, 15 of these games that have just been diabolical.
Yeah. And he scored like 2 hat-tricks as well. So that's 6 of his goals in 2 games. And as much as that's good and it's good for the tally, that's only 6 points.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
and it tells you how,
2 games.
Given how many games he's played, his goal per game average is, you know, when you take away the 2 hat-trick games, which I know is stupid in a way, but in another way, actually we really needed him in some of those awful 0-0s.
Yeah, totally. And when he played you can't hide, he played every minute, like we said. You know, like I just think sometimes the way when you're forced into playing a certain way, he's not who you want there, you know?
Yeah.
I think in some of those situations, we might have been better off giving Seymour more of a chance. When Bowman was suspended, Seymour had to come in, didn't he?
Yep.
And I think he scored in one of those games.
Yep.
He got his first goal. After that, he barely got a chance. He'd come on for 10 minutes here and there at the end. Now, that might be because, he's not quite ready or he's not up to it, Seymour. In that case, maybe it needs to be somebody else. It clearly wasn't Fisher. He wouldn't play him.
No.
I just feel like...
He wasn't a Jose. He wouldn't play him.
In a way that kind of... A slightly different way to Taylor, but he's kind of like... Bowman's just... He's just been the main part of this team that hasn't been good enough for the last couple of years, you know?
Yeah.
Hadn't made it. And you, as a striker and the main kind of focal point for the team, you're such a kind of big part of that. I'd like to see us change direction slightly with somebody else.
Yeah. Or, if he's not willing to jettison Bowman, like, we really got limited, didn't we? Like we said, I know the squad wasn't very big of non-youth team professionals. I know it wasn't, but actually we probably had most options up front, and it just wasn't even entertained as a thought that actually I'll start Fisher and Seymour, or I'll start Seymour and Jay.
I mean, forget a Jose or any of the rest of them.
Yeah.
We barely had a look in because of the way we play. Matt Jay being he plays as the other one, the slightly deeper striker. He's earned that place. He's earned the right to play every minute of every game, you know.
Yeah.
The other position, I think there's been times when Bowman's been terrible for weeks on end.
Yeah.
And it didn't mean... And it never came to the fact of, okay, well, we'll change him out for Seymour, because like we saw when it came on, Seymour didn't play in that same role as Bowman, and the whole system was set up to play with a Ryan Bowman type. Now, the system and the whole thing didn't work, did it? We finished 9th. We lost last year.
Yeah, we got worse.
The year before, we finished about the same, 10th was it or something, with Bowman again. I know he was only there for half the season, but still. It doesn't work.
No.
You know?
And he's not some new young lad who'll learn. he's not changing.
No.
He's not changing.
No, of course not. Yeah, and we can't play. I don't think we can suddenly start playing a different way with him there too. So I think it's maybe an opportunity now to kind of. Matt Taylor said we're going to build this team around the young players and bring in 3 or 4 what he called difference makers. This is an interview with Devon Live. Now, I would like to see one of those be, and he said at the middle, at the back. These were these players are going to come in. I'd like to see a significant signing of a striker, and maybe someone different than Ryan Bowman. A more kind of like, what's his name?
Christian Doige.
Not Doige.
Doyle. Yeah, well, either of them.
I know. Yeah, and
Very
I'm not
good at
suggesting.
League Two level.
I'm not suggesting either of those two specifically, but that kind of player,
Yeah.
more. Like not just the kind of like. I'm not sure what Bowman is exactly. A hold-up man, Bowman is, isn't he? Like,
he's like we've always said, he's such a funny mix, because he's dreadful with his head.
Well, yeah, and then he scored that beautiful header against Bolton.
Yeah.
Match winning.
He can't. All right. I suppose the problem is jumping then, or timing. If I didn't know better, I'd say his eyesight was bad and he didn't wear contact lenses.
Well, I mean, I used to think Stockley's timing was bad with his jumping.
Yeah.
It's nothing on Bowman.
No.
He makes him look like Stockley could be in Cirque du Soleil.
Good reference. Which league are they in?
Ligue 1.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
ever been
of
to
course.
Cirque du Soleil?
No.
I mean, neither. I'd love to though.
Yeah.
If they're doing that this season after coronavirus is back or anything, like
It's not like the summer. It's not like the summer sport like cricket. Like
no, but like it wouldn't have happened, would it? Because of
I see.
coronavirus. But if anyone sees any advertising for that coming back, Cirque du Soleil or anything coming back, can you get in touch and let us know? Because I'd love to go. And if you yourself organise or book, maybe a different kind of acrobatic circus, get in touch. Maybe we could work out some some comp tickets or something, and we'll give you a sticker, or I don't know, I'll give you a plug.
nice.
Giving you a plug now for nothing. So
I'd be more interested in some
Send
sort of
them
monster
over.
truck rally. If you run a monster truck rally,
Dave Scott Daredevil show.
Yeah.
That goes Scott May's Daredevil show.
I mean, it won't be
I
long
want-
before that's happening
I
again.
want to
will
go
it?
to that too.
Let us know if that's happening.
I want to see a man jump over a monster truck on a motorbike.
Okay. Trouble is, if it was Bowman, he'd wait till the truck had driven away.
Well, this is why we started talking about this.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't got what it takes to be Scott May.
No, he has not.
If anyone knows Scott May,
Let us know.
yeah.
So yeah, well, it doesn't work. It would be naive in the extreme to continue with any kind of arrangement that meant Bowman just carried on as he is.
I think so, yeah. We've got to change what the team does slightly, and the way we do go about things. And at the moment, it's all set up to play with Ryan Bowman.
Is the Twitter statement a double bluff? Because he's in contract, as far as we understand, right? So you don't want to get a reputation for being like, I'm off.
No, but you can be more. I think some of the other players have been more ambiguous than that.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's weird, isn't it, that Cheltenham was so want him? You still see Cheltenham fans pop up now saying,
well, if you're...
they want him.
But
And
if
they won the league and they want Bowman.
It's weird. I mean, that is weird. If we had Jay and Seymour, let's say, up front, and that's all we had, and we didn't have a kind of gnarly big man, you'd look at Bowman and you think, oh, that's the kind of person we want, I suppose. But because we watch him week in, week out, we're
Well,
like...
maybe, but we'd play a different way, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Again, you might still come unstuck against the teams we've struggled against. Your Barrows, your Cheltenhams, the way they play, you know.
Yeah.
But Bowman clearly wasn't the answer to that, playing against those teams, was he?
No. I tell you what else I'd like to see, and I don't believe we've got this in the squad. Not consistently. Is someone who can actually deliver set pieces.
Okay, yep.
Like, I don't...
You got Jay on most of them at the minute. Jay, he's the set piece takers. Jay,
Yeah.
Randell.
Yeah.
Now he's off.
Yeah, presumably.
We didn't even cover him, did we? But he's going.
We didn't even cover him. Yeah.
And Jack Sparks.
Yeah.
Sparks, as we know,
Sometimes.
again, the Bolton
Yeah.
Bowman header can be great. Other times, we've talked about it many times, floats them right over the back, and right when you need it, last minute, Sparks stands over the, and he boots it off for a throw in or something. Matt J, I think set pieces are decent. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I guess I want consistent policy. I want the people in the box to know what they're doing, and if they stop doing the shorts, because I don't think that helps anyone ever. I've never seen that go well for us, or very, very occasionally.
Yeah.
But percentage-wise, I guess it would occasionally because we do so many of them.
Well, I wonder who's doing the optics on that. 'Cause I'd love to see him.
Diabolical. And then, I think Collins needs different kind of support in midfield. Either you want an absolute chopper who just moves the ball a lot, like what Atangana should be, I suppose.
Yeah, and that could be the replacement for Taylor. I mean, like where maybe we don't play with a kind of box-to-box midfielder anymore, or maybe Archie Collins takes on that role in a slightly different manner, and we replace Taylor with, Atangana 2.0.
Yeah.
The kind of like, we can rebuild him, we have the tools, or whatever. I'd love to see, if you could kind of create cyborgs of players, I'd like, ideally, some kind of Atangana with robotic legs.
Sure.
New robotic legs.
What he needs. And then
I think red laser eye. Don't know what
nice.
for. Just to look cool.
And then obviously Williams and Randall, when Bowman, Williams, Randall, Jay were playing at full strength, it was impressive.
Did we see that? We barely saw that. We
it.
did, in fact, right early on when both Randall and Randell were fit.
Yeah.
It just didn't last long, did it, before one of the two of them got injured?
We're going to need something instead of, obviously, Williams. He frustrated, didn't he, in the extreme, because on occasions he'd be extraordinary.
Yeah.
And on other occasions,
I felt like he was just starting to get back to some of his kind of best form, and we ran out of games. But, I mean, wasn't it for him? I'm pretty sure the two teams he turned down were Peterborough and Hull.
Both now
they finished first and second in the League One, now in the Championship.
Yeah.
So, it says all you need to know about his decision making. Anyway, let's presume. I think if we assume Randell's gone, then we need to keep hold of Randall.
Yeah. I mean, Randall...
Can we afford to lose both?
No. And Randall, he's going to be a difference maker next year for us.
He definitely could be, if he's fit,
And also, whatever he's worth now, he'd be worth more next year.
Yeah. If we keep hold of him, that's one of the main... Him and Jay. And
Celtic were after him. Celtic.
Yeah. So which means do we have any chance of keeping hold of him? Maybe it's only the injuries that are going to keep him here.
Yeah. But,
it's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Apparently,
Matt Taylor's talking individually to all the players today and tomorrow, today being Monday, Tuesday this week. And then we'll have the retained list will be presumably not too far away.
Mm-hmm.
At least we haven't got playoffs this year, so we can start getting on with our kind of business. So usually we're kind of caught up in all this, and other teams are starting to, get their squads in shape for next season, and we still haven't even...
No, I think he'll... Well, you can make the decisions this week. I mean, you'll already know, won't he? But people will come or go this week, and that'll be great. And then they can have a couple of weeks off, and then he can really... I mean, he'll get to work straight away, I'm sure, but the young lads will have well-deserved a break.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Can't
see.
go anywhere, can they, this season?
No, that's true.
Well, I think maybe you can go to the Faroe Islands fairly soon.
Okay.
So if you want to go there, lads on tour in the Faroe Islands.
Can't you go to Portugal? I think Portugal, maybe.
All right, maybe Portugal might be a bit better for them. Falklands, you can go there.
That is a long old poke.
Long way, yeah, but see some historical kind of sites.
True. I mean, just go to York if you want historical sites.
Well, yeah, different stuff. I don't know. Maybe they've done it in school, and they. I don't think it's outside of the realms of possibility that Archie Collins, Joel Randall, Hartridge, them lot, Seymour, lads' holiday to the Falkland Islands to have a look at all the stuff about the Falklands War.
Maybe. If anyone's got any information about that, let us know. If you see them on the way to Argentina on a oil tanker, because I think that's the only way you can get there, let us know.
Do a few Strawpedos with VK Strawpedos and talk about Thatcher.
Yeah, surely that's what's happening. Okay, well, that's enough gibbering about that. In a minute, we'll be back with our important results of how we've got on with our predictions.
Oh, yeah.
See you in a second. Welcome back to the hotly anticipated results of our prediction competition. Listeners, I don't know, your emails and letters must have got lost in the post because we didn't receive any
I think
predictions.
we did get one, didn't we?
Did we?
Right back at the beginning.
Oh, wow, you're going to have to do some looking back. I'll tell you the categories while Dan looks through the Big Bang Theory filing cabinet, and then we'll see how we got on. So our prediction questions were our league placing, our top scorer, player of the season, surprise package, January sales, who got sold in January, biggest win, biggest loss, that's just numbers, league, who wins the league, and who gets the most red cards for City. Okay?
Yep.
Have
I've
you
got mine. I have. We had one right back in September
Okay.
2020 from Corey.
Corey,
So
okay.
cheers, mate. So you're involved in this. I've got your predictions here.
Okay.
And so it's basically a three-way... It's a threesome with me,
Yikes.
Corey, and John.
I don't know if Corey signed up for this. Okay, so league placing. I said we'd come second.
Of course you did. I said we'd come 11th.
Okay.
Of course I did.
Of course you did. Corey?
Corey said 5th.
Oh, so you're the winner on that one.
So I win that.
Yeah.
1-0.
1-0. Okay. Top scorer. I said Bowman.
I said Bowman.
Okay. Corey?
Corey, what do you say? Bowman. Yeah.
Oh, you said Bowman.
Corey said Bowman too.
We don't know how old Corey is. He might be a wizened old man.
Could well be.
Okay. None of us get any points there. Player of the season. I said Page.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I said Nigel.
And Corey said?
Corey said Williams.
Okay. So we're all wrong again.
We're all wrong there. Nothing.
I think I was closest. Surprise package. This is, of course, a judgment. So
Yeah.
we need an independent adjudicator.
Okay, what's yours?
I said Josh Key.
I said Joel Randall.
Oh. Corey said?
Corey said, Corey, what do you say, mate? Josh Key.
Did he?
Oh, Josh Key. Interesting. So you two said Josh Key, and I said Joel Randall.
I think they're all worth a point.
I think it's hard to pick. But obviously, Joel Randall got more goals, but Key played almost every game.
Yeah.
Hard to call that one,
Okay,
innit?
so that means you've got 2 points and me and Corey have got 1 point each.
Okay.
Yeah, well done, Corey. Who gets sold in January? I said a Jose.
I said Sweeney.
Okay.
Corey, mate, what do you say?
Make him Irish.
I said, no. Archie Collins.
Oh, okay. Archie Collins. So none of us
You're
were
Scottish, are you, Cor? Yeah. Aye.
right. No one got sold in January, did they?
No one got sold in January.
No, okay.
Lewis Ward.
Oh, Lewis Ward. None of us got that right.
No one got that right. I never would have got that.
Biggest win, I said 3-0.
Biggest win, I said 4-0.
Oh, okay.
I also specified it would be against Barrow.
Oh, dear.
So that's wrong.
And how's Corey from Germany getting on?
5.
Nil.
What's one? He said 5-1.
Oh, so Corey wins because it was 5-0, wasn't it? Corey's the closest.
Well, I said 4-0.
Oh, yeah. all right.
No, okay, no.
He got one number right, didn't he?
I guess that's probably that's the point for Cor.
So you and Cor are on 2. Well, and Cor. And I got 1. Rubbish. Biggest loss, I said 4-1.
I said 4-0.
Okay. Corey said?
Corey said he said 3-0.
And what was the biggest loss? 4-1, wasn't it?
Who did you lose 4-1 to?
Now I forget. Well, this is good. We've researched this well.
I think it was 4-1.
Yeah. Okay. I'm taking a point. So we're
We need to know.
All right. You look it up. If that's true, we're all on 2 points. It's the closest thing since Bolton let their fireworks off outside the stadium. The next 2 categories, listeners, are who won the league and who got the most red cards. Who do you think won the league? Who did you think was going to win the league, listeners? Honestly, I can't believe I thought Grimsby would do well. That's my biggest error ever. I kept going on about it. Ian Holloway will work his magic. Blah, blah, blah. No such luck. Holloway was no good. Any luck, Dan?
I'm just looking through.
Okay. This is the kind of quality you
Who did you
expect
think we lost 4-1 to?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think we did.
Oh, right.
I think Corey might have won this, you know.
Well done, Cor. So Cor's ahead. 3-2-2.
I can't see it. For the sake of continuity, let's say Corey got the point there.
Oh, so it's 3 to him, 2 to you, and 1 to me.
Yep.
Going
this
very
is
badly.
embarrassing.
Who won the league? Who did you say was going to win the league? I said Tranmere.
I said Bolton.
Oh. And Corey said?
Corey said... Oh, for God. Cheltenham.
Oh, well done, Corey.
Right, okay.
Racing ahead. He's done well
Racing
here.
ahead now, Cor. Well done, mate.
And then most red cards. I said Bowman.
I said McCardle.
And Corey said?
Corey said Tom Parks.
Okay, so I win.
Who was it?
Bowman.
Was it?
Just, wow, equal.
Okay.
Bowman and Hartridge both got 1
Didn't
each.
Parks get one?
No, it was last season, wasn't it?
I think he got one.
Oh, okay. Do I get a point? It doesn't matter. Corey's won.
Corey's won.
Well, congratulations, Corey.
I think next year we don't invite... No, we do, actually. Well done, mate.
Listeners.
Thanks for getting in touch. And please, we'll do it again next season. And, you know, he's not won anything. Well, has he won anything? Corey, send us your address, mate. We'll send you a couple stickers.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, get on, Corey.
That's not a joke, we will.
If you're still listening after 56 minutes, you deserve those stickers.
Well, yeah. This is how long it's been.
Yeah.
Flip it. We're not getting another one for a while, so make the most of it.
Make the most of this. You
We'll
can
do
listen
it,
again.
We will do it again next season. And if you want to get involved and like have, you know, maybe send in where you're from, and I'll do a consistent accent for you. You know.
Yeah, okay. If you want to voice record your accent, Corey, we can impersonate it.
Not just Corey. Could be anyone else if you want
anyone.
to get involved too. Maybe that guy in Vietnam wants to have a go.
I don't think he's Vietnamese.
Well,
If you're looking for a strong accent.
okay.
He might be. I don't know. Listeners, if any of you predicted that Rory McCardle would split his scrotum, well done. Well done. Good fortune telling.
Tom Parks would shit himself. What was that last season?
No, Josh Key did it this season. Josh Key had toilet
That
troubles.
should be a category next season.
Really should
Who's
be.
going to shit themselves mid-game?
How often Matt Taylor will have to say toilet troubles? Man.
Okay, yeah, cool. If you've got any ideas for...
Prediction categories, we'd love to hear
yeah,
them.
and get involved.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
That's it for this season.
Yeah.
This
This is our 3rd season.
Yep.
Thanks for coming with us on this.
I know there's been some weird thing with the Apple podcast where they put the old logo with Matt Taylor's young face
This
on
is
it.
annoying you, isn't it?
It's really doing my head in, but it's Apple's issue, not ours. So we'll have that sorted for next season.
Will we have a shiny new cover?
Of course, every year new logo.
Lovely. Will we have a new theme tune?
We might do.
We might do.
Don't know.
Samba themed.
We'll see. We'll probably do something between now and the beginning of the season. Depends what happens, really. Last year we were kind of waiting around for anything to happen.
Yeah.
There's no signings or anything like that. So if there's no point doing one, we won't.
That's never stopped us before. Hey. Yeah, but presumably at some point some friendlies will be announced, some signings. So
Yeah.
at those kind of times we'll do some stuff. Maybe we'll even get to some friendlies.
Yeah, maybe. Hope so.
Hope so.
Thanks for listening all of this season, if you have.
Yeah. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.